Now, what do contaminated blood, votes for prisoners, wild animals in circuses, an EU referendum and British military intervention in Syria all have in common? Well, they're all subjects debated by MPs, thanks to the Backbench Business Committee. Back in 2010, it was set up to give MPs control of a block of Commons debating time. It allows them to talk about subjects which the party leaderships were either uninterested in or unenthusiastic about. It might all sound like a rather fiddly technical matter, but over the subsequent 5 years, that committee's had a huge impact on Parliament. I've been talking to its chair, the Labour MP Natasha Engel, who's been looking back at some of the highlights of the last 5 years, with the aid of recordings from this programme. She said a debate on the 1970s contaminated blood scandal was an early sign of the way the committee helped MPs to force issues.
The contaminated blood scandal was in the 1970s when people were given blood with hepatitis. And of course, haemophiliacs, that runs in families, so whole families were contaminated. And one of the problems was that government after government refused to bring this forward because the Department of Health had given them advice that this was completely unaffordable to give them compensation. So it was the first time that the Backbench Business Committee was able to bring a debate forward.
He'd been knifed and innocent, rushed away to the A&E at Rotherham, given 2 pints of blood, for which he then subsequently contracted HIV/AIDS and hepatitis C. He's now totally incapacitated and is asked to live, after some capital payments, which are of some great value, of course, but not enormous, £25,000, asked to live on £107 a week.
Finally, he developed liver cancer because of the hepatitis C. He tragically died this summer after spending 20-odd years campaigning on behalf of people who had been infected.
And it turned out that the Department of Health figures were completely wrong. So actually we managed to get government policy change on something that was very significant to a very large group of people. I would say that was our first real success.